Welcome back to part 2 of our investigation into the literary copying of Ellen G. White. In part 1, we saw how her 1883 book Sketches from the Life of Paul was pulled from circulation after being caught copying from British Anglican scholars. But Adventist apologists tried to reassure believers that this was a rare, one-time exception. They claimed that her central devotional masterpieces, like The Desire of Ages, were pure, unadulterated visions from God. In 1980, that claim shattered forever. It began with an Adventist pastor in Southern California named Walter Rea. Rea was a dedicated researcher who began comparing Ellen White's famous devotional books with 19th-century religious works available in her personal library. What he found was staggering. Book after book, chapter after chapter, page after page, Ellen White had systematically copied from dozens of secular and religious authors, including William Hanna, Daniel March, Frederick Farrar, Cunningham Geeky, and John Harris. In January 1980, General Conference President Neil C. Wilson was forced to convene a special committee of administrators and scholars in Glendale, California. Walter Rea walked into that meeting carrying color-coded copies of The Desire of Ages, the book Adventists consider her greatest, most divinely inspired work on the life of Christ. Page by page, Rea showed the committee how her prose, her theological commentary, and her narrative structure were lifted directly from 19th-century authors. The evidence was so undeniable that the General Conference couldn't ignore it. Facing national media exposure in newspapers like the Los Angeles Times, church leadership commissioned an exhaustive, independent scientific study to determine the exact extent of her borrowing in The Desire of Ages. They selected Dr. Fred Veltman, a textual specialist and chairman of the religion department at Pacific Union College, to lead the investigation. The mandate given to Dr. Veltman was simple: conduct an unvarnished, scientific textual analysis of The Desire of Ages to see if Ellen White was truly independent, or if she was dependent on outside human sources. Dr. Veltman's study took 8 years to complete. His team randomly selected 15 chapters from The Desire of Ages, analyzing 2,624 individual sentences and comparing them against more than 500 19th-century books written on the life of Christ. They established a strict 7-point scale to measure literary dependency, ranging from independent thought to strict verbatim copying. In 1988, Dr. Veltman published his official findings, and the results struck a devastating blow to traditional Adventist claims. Dr. Veltman found that 31% of the sentences in the studied chapters of The Desire of Ages showed demonstrable, direct literary dependency on outside authors. Nearly 1/3 of her greatest, most cherished book was borrowed from uninspired 19th-century writers. Veltman's report officially disproved 2 popular excuses that Adventist leaders had used for decades. 1. He disproved the idea that her borrowing was just minimal or limited to background historical dates. 2. He disproved the claim that she had a photographic memory and was copying unconsciously. Dr. Veltman concluded that Ellen White used the writings of others consciously and intentionally. She systematically selected, adapted, and rephrased the work of authors like William Hanna and Daniel March to build her narrative. When Dr. Veltman was asked about the issue of transparency, his conclusion was unsparing. He documented that Ellen White and her literary assistants had systematically concealed their reliance on outside books. Robert W. Olson, who served as the director of the Ellen G. White estate, publicly concurred with Veltman's troubling assessment. Olson admitted that Ellen White concealed her dependence on other authors because she was worried that if her readers knew she was relying on the writing abilities of uninspired men, they would lose confidence in her messages and doubt that her writings came from the Lord. Let those words sink in. The head of the White estate admitted that Ellen White actively hid her sources because she knew that if church members discovered she was copying from human authors, they would stop believing her claims of supernatural inspiration. Think about the logical trap this creates for every Seventh-day Adventist. If God was giving Ellen White supernatural, direct visions of the life of Christ, why did she need to open books by uninspired Anglican and Presbyterian scholars to figure out what to write? Did the Holy Spirit forget the details of Christ's life, requiring Ellen White to copy from William Hanna? Or is it far more likely that her visions were simply a pious cover for an extensive lifetime habit of literary compilation. When Walter Rea published his groundbreaking book, The White Lie, in 1982, and when Dr. Veltman's report was finalized, the Adventist Church faced an existential crisis. They couldn't deny the copying anymore. Their own commissioned 8-year study proved it. So how did the church leadership handle the crisis? Did they apologize to church members for decades of deception? Did they re-evaluate her status as an infallible prophet? No, they hired a secular copyright lawyer and completely changed their definition of inspiration. In Part 3, we will look at the Ramic defense, how the church shifted the goalposts of prophecy, and why the ultimate question isn't whether Ellen White broke civil copyright laws, but whether she lied to her followers in the name of God. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. See you in Part 3.